Hi guys, it's Chris and welcome back to Something Else Amiga. What do we have on the show today? Well, this is a little problematic unit that's been plaguing me for a while. This is an Amiga 3000 from Mr. Brad, and we've been back and forth 4 months and multiple repair facilities, including Mr. Thomas from Amiga of Rochester. It's got a little note. Long story short, I was asked to take a look at this board because it didn't work. It's an early demo unit, rev6 point whatever, Amiga 3000. That had no ROM tower, so I used some of my Overlord credits and had some ROM tower boards overnighted from Shenzhen. Yeah, it's expensive, but I wasn't using them anyway. I figured, what the hell, I'll help a brother out. So I shipped them to Thomas, and Thomas soldered it together, and it didn't work or something. Here it is. So I don't know what's going on. We're going to take a peek. The 3000 probably doesn't even work, so it needs to be repaired in order for the ROM tower to even function. So we're just going to take a peek. And this says this. Hi Chris, thank you for assisting my Amiga 3000 and the ROM tower. I am told this Amiga was used for early software development. I bought it locally and the owner informed me he changed the caps, removed the battery damage, and cleaned the board and checked the traces to make sure everything is okay. Of course, there are still issues. I really appreciate your wizardry to save yet another Amiga 3000. It will remain in my collection along with my other Amigas. Please feel free to call or text anytime. Thanks, Mr. Brad. So we got a daughter board, which is a rev3. She's an early one. Ooh, oh my god. I don't know what in the crazy crap that is right off the bat. Where the hell is it? This thing of wire modded. Okay, I'm just going to ignore that. Extra large pepperoni with, oh god, with extra anchovies. Somebody put a Macintosh PRAM battery in there, half AA. So, see these three bad boys right here? They're all supposed to be to the left. This one was to the right. Would I get that lucky and fire this up and it would just work?
Are you stupid or something?
Hell no, not with that battery damage. We got Sprint Layout Viewer with the 3000D files up on the screen. This is an Amiga 4000 power kit from Amiga Kit. It's worked for me for a long time. These are the power connectors, and they are pretty thin. So after the last fiery explosion of my power supply, it was mentioned to me that these are pretty thin, there could be some issues. So Mr. Paul Resendez, who runs the ACILL, had one of these extra, and he sent it to me. She's doubled up on all the power rails. So Paul, thank you for that. This will be used in place of the other one, so I don't nuke any more 4000s. But I have a 3000 one right here. I don't know, they're thicker, more erect. So we're going to use that. I've used it before. Now this Amiga 3000 rev6. It's a 6.1. They won't work without a daughter board. I don't know what kind of crazy wizardry this is. There's an IC that is not there that, look, I don't know. So we're just going to plug it in, which is not going to do nothing. We do have amber, but I don't trust it, so I'm going to use the GBS 8200 on one side. So I have the lights for the 3000 that I bought from Sorden. And let's see what we see. Lowe. Yeah, great. Stuck in low. We do get a video beep. Doesn't mean crap, but it's something. No scuzzy bip, no scuzzy blip, no nothing. If your friend or whoever sold this to you said that they fixed the battery damage, they lied.
They don't give a damn about you.
If their idea of fixing the battery damage is leaving it all rusted and corroded and scraping off solder mask and putting a freaking Apple PRAM battery in its place, if that's your, yep. You get a free dog hair. Our Amber's been out. Agnes is an AB. Denise is a standard Denise. It's not the ECS Denise. Paula. Oh god. Scuzzy Chip. 2 CIAs. Checking the jumpers. J350, J52. What the heck is that? Got a weird line from the FPU over to a controller. Now here's something you don't see. You never see this one, but I'm going to move it. This is 1 meg of dip. Yep, not the kind you put chips in, but chips with dip. These are 1MX4 Zip 20 fast RAM, fast page, non-page, your mom's page, RAM. These were sold this way, unless you ordered them. You had 1 mega chip RAM soldered to the board, 1 mega fast RAM. When you wanted 2 megs, you take these out, you put them in here, and that gives you 2 megs of chip RAM. This needs to be over here because 2 mega chip RAM for a 3000 is an absolute smurf must. Yep, but I'm not touching it at all yet. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I can't do that. You can live with Vargas. What year is this from? So the battery here is from March 2020 and it was made in Israel. Alright, so let's take a better look at our battery area that was cleaned and fixed, and oh god. We're missing some stuff. Oh my god.
They don't like you. I don't like you.
So we have a diode, a 470 kilo ohm resistor, and then across the bottom on which this is not it. Why is that there? So that's the wrong. A 100K. So we have the 4.7, we have the diode, we have the 470 here, which the battery was plugged into. The 100K, which is right here, R193, which you can't even read because it's all blown off. You have a 100 nanofarad ceramic here, which is, I think that's C195. And then we have another resistor blowing this way on R198. I'm sorry. No, we have a 470K right here, and then there's a diode in D190 that's going to be blowing to the right here. So we're missing all these components.
What the hell did you just say?
They didn't clean anything because there's green just in me scraping my poker, and that ain't motherboard crap. Christ. Now, I'm not in no freaking hurry to get this done because I didn't want to do it in the first place. We're going to crack Denise out here. She's welded to the board. If you sense some hostility between me and these boards lately, you're right. Why? Because I just got 10 more in. I just finished 16 and 10 more showed up.
Hell no!
This is going to sound like my knees when I stand up. Oh god. Oh god. You guys sick of seeing the Chevy Chase thing yet? It fits. It's appropriate.
This isn't the biggest bag over the head.
So, Denise is missing a leg. It isn't from my prying. It was folded on the inside. Look at this. Denise has a hole in her leg, and her dude was shoved over this way, stuck underneath of this leg. This is, yeah, they're all crusty. They got crap in them, and I'm just picking them apart. She's an original socket. Now let's continue this pizza. I'm taking out Paula too. So he sold you a supposed working Amiga with no ROM tower that I provided. You bought your ROMs, that's great. And yeah, dude, I will try my best. Denise has been soldered on and scraped on. Paula actually looks retinned, but quite well. And this is a fake ass chip. This is got. Okay, let me know if you think this chip is fake. This is a Paula on the top, CSG, right? A364R7PD. This is a Moss chip. Please note the company font, the chicken lips, and the moss. Take a gander at this thing. That's just... is that a slip? Or... I don't know. It doesn't even have the holes in it. I don't know. This chip is visually darker than this one. Every Paula I have has dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another Paula. See the dots? Right here, right here. Enough of my chips. So we could have a potential bull crap Paula. We got battery damage, missing components, a potential ROM tower error, and it doesn't do anything. Denise socket. The Denise is green and missing legs. So it is Sunday afternoon at 2:40 p.m. and I have been working my kahuna off on lots of things. I have to figure out what in God's name all these bodge wires are on this thing. This crazy contraption is a 470 radial. Actually, I have a bag of them. Oh my God. Is that what you did? You stacked 4. This is a new level of redneck engineering if I have ever seen one. So that is 4 stacked 1647 sitting on a cut circuit board, something to make. I mean, you had that many. You went through all that stuff. All of that stuff. It's one of these. One of them. That rant aside, that's just insane. We don't even know if it works. All that mess aside, I am going to come back to this another day. We're headed up for another work week of 12 hours a pop, plus all the extra junk that I do in life. I'm on a fresh reboot. My body shuts down every 6 to 7 days of 3 hours of sleep for mandatory updates, but it starts the cycle all over again. 100-hour work weeks when you're old aren't good. Hello, it's 6:27 Sunday evening. I know Denise is messed up, so I'm going to add solder to it so I can remove it. That's the addition. Yeah, that looks horrible, but it's just about getting something that Electric Mona can put her lips on. Alright, she's out. 2 ground pins stuck on me. You can see the Denise socket, and I'm going to have to, before I put one in, continuity beep these holes just to make sure they are talking to the points they're supposed to, because Agnes is right here, Paula is right here, and they talk a lot. And because of the damage here and all the missing, kind of important to make it work, like go across these caps and over to the clock and Paula, they're gone. Agnes has been out because she's got tons of scratches on her. I don't know about the socket. I don't know about anything on this board. And I'll braid you clean too. What the hell now, man? I'm running out of power again? God. Emergency reserves, check. This diode right here, this direction, whoop. This value is 4148. It's 4148. Where are you getting this part number, Chris? Well, on Sprint Layout Viewer here, when you highlight a component like that one, it just tells you what the part is. That is the first of many. Now we need a 470 ohm resistor. Now we have 3 of the clock things rebuilt here. It is hotter than the devil's butt crack in this house.
2 hours later.
So with that, we got the 6 pieces that make this circuit. So it's been like 4 days. I took some close-up photos of the 68030. It looks like some of the pins are gone. Like it's been resoldered, and a couple of them are bent. Like it's got a bend in it. I don't know. It's crazy. There's like some reflow work here, and so this has been touched on by someone at some point, and it's been recapped with Nichicon and something, and they are way too high. They're all like standing way up off the board, like way up. Okay, so now comes the boring part of the day. This is probably going to take me many hours. I have to pin out Denise and Paula. Denise is removed off the board already, so I could get to the pins. So I'm going to continuity trace these and these to make sure they're going to their right places. Agnes is crooked, and somebody's been in there because it's got like a burn mark on it. But I am so afraid of this socket being either dry rotted. Oh man, it's got green on it. Damn it. So I'm probably gonna have to replace the Agnes socket. She's original. Damn it. It's got green underneath of it. I'm looking through the side. There's green from said battery that has gotten underneath the socket, and I can see the corrosion. I will try and zoom in to this pizza on the side of Agnes here. The green colors and the brown and the green underneath that cap and that resistor right there in the center of your screen. Well, you know, that goes underneath. Alright, we're taking this crooked Agnes out. Carefully removed. Inspect. I haven't touched this. You just witnessed me pulling this out. The corner of this Agnes socket has, I don't know what the hell that is. It's like a melt and solder's on it. In these holes, you can't see it. It's full of green.
Membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Alright, so she's going to need an Agnes socket too. So we got Paula, Denise, Agnes, battery, rebuild the battery area, just to see if the board works, to test the ROM tower that I provided. Here in the center of the screen, right here, is Denise and Agnes and Paula over here. It's easier for me to stick a probe in a hole, like touch the hole and then touch the adjacent hole and get a beep. If I were to select a pin like I've selected here, pin 2, you can see how this changes and blinks around this area. It blinks pink. Yeah, I wish I could change that to a bright yellow. So with that, I can, you know, damn you, Windows update. So while that's doing its thing, I'm going to add some solder to the Agnes socket. She's had more work on her than I don't know what. There are fingerprints all over the bottom and old flux and wire. There's a wire bridged across stuff. And what chip is that? That's Ramsey. Great. There is flux all over this board. I was scrubbing right here around the Denise, and there's like flux up here, over here, over here. There's a big pile right here, over here. That thing, back here, over there. This thing has had a lot of... I understand what I always say. You're not the first person to put your fingers in her. Good thing I took that out. Why doesn't my computer work? Because you're greener than the swamp. Man, I mean... A lot of times I'll just hit with flux and just touch the hole and boil it out. So much better. Now, we lost this cap right here. Right here broke off. So I have to put one of those on. I'm pulling it out right now before I forget it, because I'll forget it. Not getting through with this weak ass soldering iron. Hecko, if you're out there, can you send me some better stuff? I'm going to order me a new high-powered Chinesium solder station. Yeah, I could go with the $300-400 jobs, but why? Why? Prove that it's that much better than a Chinese competitor. They use the same tips. The Chinese one's more powerful because it doesn't care about safety and it overrides all that crap. I don't care. Got a fire extinguisher. I'm good. I just need the raw power of IDGAF. And if you don't know what that means in America, that's I don't give a 75-watt turd. Just is not meant for that. It's good for soldering on new pieces, on new boards, or new pieces on old boards. When you gotta sit here and hold it, 2mm ground plane that won't even go through because it's just that weak. I gotta micro drill a hole because that thing's too weak. Now, I'm not gonna bore you with this, but this is going to take me probably the remainder of the day to pin out this, and this. Denise, Agnes, Paula. And that's just to discover the lines that we have. Because it takes me such a long time, what I do is this. I'll print this out so I can pin out and I can actually physically see me, like I will write a mark on there. It's in black and white, so monochrome print, I can mark on it with a red marker or whatever. Good, bad, ugly. That way, if this takes a long time or if I get interrupted where I forget which pin I'm on, you always know where you left off. So it's currently 11:30 a.m. and yeah, I'm going to start on this, and I don't know when I'll be back, but I'll see you in a second. It's 3:01. Yeah, it takes a long time to do this crap. Denise checks out. As crusty as she was, it was the socket, not underneath. Agnes, I only got about halfway done. The old arthritic hand started hurting. I'm getting old, guys. Yeah. From here through here is like been soldered on. There's a big hot spot of solder and touch. Several of the pins either are re-tinned. There's a big scrape, a scratch. There's shiny silver from here to here. Like really shiny. I'm going to try to pick this sucker up and keep it in frame. The pins get cut in. Really short, then they grind down. There's a lot of openness right there. Something to keep an eye on for the future. It's 7:51 p.m. I've been going around this thing. I've devoted some more time to it, and I've noticed something. When I pin out certain points on Agnes to the 27C200, right? Or 27C220 ROMs from the 27C400 ROMs, the bottom guys, so top guys on this girl. The pinouts on a rev6 are different than every other board. Sprint layouts tell me it's going to this certain pin, and this machine is like, nope. So I have to figure out what's going on. The Agnes fourth pin down on the right. So if I put this in the fourth pin down on the right, okay, I gotta show you so you don't think I'm nuts. Fourth pin down on the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I'm not gonna lift this. Whoa. That, I get my big melon out of the way, is supposed to go to the top ROM, 27C220, last haul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Let's put the stupid ROM tower in there. 8. Right? Hear that? Well, if you can see that, that means that this Agnes went all the way to here. But down here, it's supposed to go to the second pin on the bottom side of the two ROMs that are 27C400. That's what the converter does. That's what that little mofo does. But when I try to touch it to said pin it requires, which would be number 2 here, we get 978 ohms. If you can, well, yeah. So here, I'll get 978 ohms. But it actually goes here. On the first pin, on the other side, which is not correct, according to this document. So, if sprint layout is off, or this board is so early that it doesn't work like that, this, where the hell is it? This ROM tower isn't going to work either. These sockets only support 256K Intel 27C220 ROMs for a 512K kickstart image. But with this bank switcher, you can use the regular ROMs, alternative to kickstart images. The switcher is designed for early 3000 motherboards before revision 9, where the ROM tower is required for the 27C400 EEPROMs to be used. Not all older Amigas came with a ROM tower. The ROM tower switcher can be used in place of the Commodore ROM tower to allow the same functionality of the ROM tower. The ROM bank switcher would probably work with newer 3000 motherboards as well. Fortunately, most of them don't have the sockets. I'm just putting circles around if they get continuity beeps. So, I'm going to keep on going. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going 5 around the outside here. If I can touch it. So 5. Let's keep on keeping on. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4 beat. Right? That's great. So this works all the way to here. But 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left, not. It's It's not. It's 3. See, it's 3, not 4. It's asking for 4, but it's on 3. I mean, these ROMs are right, but if it's doing some magic flip, okay, that's good enough for me. And that is how I do continuity pinouts. And it's just boring and tedious. And then you're gonna get all through it and be like, damn, there ain't a busted line. You're hoping for a busted one. I think I'm gonna call it an evening. Again, I said I was gonna call it an evening, I'll see you later, but then I came back to it because I'm stupid. Yeah. Alright, now I'll see you in a little bit.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?